I don't know why I look so pale on camera. Maybe it's because my foundation has SPF? Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa. I look a little ghostly. Let's ignore that because today I'm throwing it back and we're gonna be talking about some of my old favorites that I've loved for years. Some of them aren't too old and I wanna compare them to my new favorites. So kind of talk about the products that I used to love and the products that have replaced them. Old versus new kind of thing. I just want to get into the nitty-gritty of why I decided to replace those products, why I like some more than others. So if you're interested, if you want to know more and you potentially want to find some dupes, then please keep on watching. Let me, Casper the Friendly Ghost, take you along in this journey. Let's go. I'm gonna go in order of how I apply things to my face. I don't know if they're super old or super new. I don't know what time it's anymore. It's been going by so fast. But I have the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. When this came out, the internet went crazy for it. I couldn't get my hands on it for months until I did. I fell in love with it. And then I have the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, which I've loved for over a year. And people are just now discovering, I think. Like I've seen a few TikToks of people being like, this is awesome. But anyways, these two, very comparable. This one I loved first because I got first. Oh my god, I'm dropping things. But I love this one because it is so lightweight. Like it looks like skin, but it is blurring and I wouldn't say super matte. If you have dry skin, you might not love this, but I have more normal skin and it gives you a blurred satin matte look. Okay, so it definitely blurs the pores. It makes your skin look gorgeous, like porcelain skin. Honestly, so beautiful. One specific shade can work for a few different skin tones, so that is awesome. It is pretty customizable. And I will say the coverage is like medium coverage, like light to medium depending on how much you use, but it looks very natural on the skin and I love that. These are kind of similar and I have talked about these two different products in comparison before, I think. These also look very much skin-like, but they are a little bit more glowy. I wouldn't say they're dewy. They definitely sit on the skin and they look just like skin, like healthy skin. They're not matte. They don't make your skin look like porcelain, but they do make it look naturally like even. When I got these, I kind of stopped using this one. I'm not gonna lie, I still use both because they give me the same, but this one's more matte. This one's more like healthy satin. This one's a little bit harder for me to use. I find that these are easier. I can apply them with my hands and they'll always look very natural. Again, light to you can go up to medium skin depending on how you view coverage and how much you need to cover. But I just think these are, first of all, they're drugstore. I'm not gonna say they are very inexpensive because I had to get two to get my correct shade. If you can see over here, this is how much I've used of each of these. And I have a lot of like base products and these are the ones that I reach for the most and I think I could like go through them, which is just a testament of how much I love them. Now I have two foundations. I have the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, which is what I'm wearing today, which is maybe why I look like a ghost. And then I have the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. Now these relatively new in my collection. I got them both last year. I got this for my birthday in April and it's kind of like a skincare foundation hybrid. I really enjoy this. It makes my skin look really nice and satin. It doesn't go like the super dewy route or the super matte look. It kind of lives in between. Obviously, depending on your skin type as well. But this is so nice. Not only does it have like really good ingredients for the skin, but you know, for me in a foundation, I don't really mind. It's very natural, but it is a fuller coverage. Like I'd say like medium and you can build it up a little. It's a good foundation, like genuinely one of my favorites. But the Danessa Myricks one is just so much better and I don't know how to explain it. This has the most coverage of any foundation that I've tried and it is the most lightweight thing ever. It doesn't make sense in the mind, but it is the truth. This is a serum foundation, so this is going to be more glowy. This one will sit satin on the skin. This one will definitely look glowy, so if you have oily skin, maybe this isn't for you. Sometimes it gets a little too dewy for me even, but I love it so much. This one is so high coverage that you only need a few drops for the whole face. You can definitely build it up if you want to. It looks natural. It really does sink into the skin. It looks beautiful. It wears amazingly. This one, to get the same amount of coverage that this one gives, this would get a little bit cakey on the skin, I feel like, because you would need so much more product than with this one. And it's just, honestly, I've never tried a formula like this. I've never tried a foundation that looks so high coverage that covers literally everything I have on my face. And it's also like a refillable cartridge, so all you need to do is like buy another one of these. It is the best foundation I've ever tried in my life and I love her This one is good too, but this one just wins. The next two products I have are the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is very, very popular. It's been really popular for a long time. And then I have my Milani Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint. These are dupes. I got this one first, I got this one second, so let's talk about the Becca first. Cult classic following for a reason. It is so good. It is very thick, so you need very little product because it is thick. If you have a lot of fine lines under your eyes or you feel like you have oilier skin, this could maybe be a little bit too thick for you. The plus side is that you only need the tiniest amount of this, and it is so brightening. It is insanely, like, it will brighten your under eyes. I have really bad under eyes, and it does brighten them very, very well. The only thing I don't love is that, you know, it's a pot, and I feel like that can get a little messy, and also, it is pretty thick, not my favorite consistency. This one, on the other hand, is very thin, almost like gel-like. It is very lightweight. It doesn't have as much, I wouldn't say coverage, like, it doesn't brighten as much as this one. This one is light. This one is more orangey. I don't know if you can tell. It is a little messy as well, like the packaging isn't the best, and it does explode if you travel with it. But this one is so, so, so good as well. I love both of these, honestly. They're not the same product, so it's almost kind of hard to compare them, but for a while there, I was using this all the time, so it replaced this one for months. Now, I feel like I go back and forth between the two, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on how much I need to cover. If I need the full shebang, if I haven't slept the night before, I will go for this one. On more of a daily basis, I would go for this one before my concealer, and it would just aid it, and it hydrates your eyes. It isn't heavy at all, so if you don't like heavy products, this one's good for you. And also, it is drugstore. So much cheaper than this one. But I also think this one is great. So it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on the consistency that you like. This one did replace the Becca one for a long time, but now I'm like using both of them. Okay, this is the first dupe that I'm going to talk about. We've all heard it. We've all seen it everywhere for the past few months. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. They're the same. Obviously, they copy Charlotte Tilbury. Let's go to Charlotte Tilbury because it was my first love. I got this years ago, 2019. My sister stole it from me because it's that good, so I had to pick up another one. This is in shade 4. It's a little dark for me, but I like to use this as an all-over shade. I use it as a highlighter. Sometimes I use it as a base. It's just everything to me. It's so nice. It's so easy. It is kind of like a tacky glow. It has zero shimmer, zero, you know, no glitter, no shimmer, no nothing. It's just glow. This product changed the industry forever, honestly. I'm choking. Like, before this came along, where do I keep choking? I'm sorry. Before this came along, there was nothing else quite like it, and it really changed my life and the makeup game forever. Like, it revolutionized highlighter. This one I've had for the past 2-3 months, and it is good. It is quite literally a dupe. The wand is big as well. The colors are not exactly dupes. I think you have more colors on this one, but both of these are like sheer formulas. So the color doesn't matter as much. Now, again, you can use this everywhere. Mixed with your foundation, as a highlighter, like under your eyes. You can do everything. This one is a lot more liquidy. Like, it is visibly more liquidy. The Charlotte Tilbury is tackier on the skin. This one is just pure liquid. Something that I have found, though, is when I want to use this as a highlighter, it's a little bit easier for me to put it on top of other products. I love them both. They give me very, very similar results. Like, they're almost identical. I've been using this one a little more just because it's newer in my collection, but I still reach for this one as well. I'm gonna say, if you already own this, or if you like bougie makeup, go for this one. But if you're trying to save and you want this kind of look, go for this one. It's basically the same thing. This one's like $16, this one's like 40 something. Hard to choose, hard to pick a favorite. They're both good. Okay, now we have another Fenty and e.l.f. product. These are bronzers. Let's go with the Fenty first because I got it first. This is the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in Butta Biscuit. I've used and abused this. I really love this bronzer. It's one of my favorite cream bronzers ever because the formula is just so nice. It is creamy, like creamy, but it blends out so nicely and easily, and it doesn't stay super creamy on the skin. It doesn't really set to a powder, but it works. It works for my skin. It's a little bit cooler tone, but it isn't super like gray contour cool tone, but it gives me that kind of like bronze contour at the same time without me having to use 2 different products. So I love this. Great formula and great shade range. Fenty, again, has a beautiful shade range across all of their products, including their bronzers, and this one is just one of my favorites for life. It's a little dirty because I use it all the time. And then I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This one's in the shade Golden Daze. It's a little dark for me, but when I got this, it was super popular. I couldn't find it anywhere, and when I saw one, I took my chance. But this isn't a dupe. This is, again, a putty bronzer, so it's kind of like that putty formula. And this is a little bit more pigmented. Obviously, the shade has something to do with it, but what I love about this is that it's putty, it's creamy. Once you apply it on the skin, it goes powdery. Like, it is powder on the skin, but it's easy to blend. So the formulas, again, are super different, but they're both easy to blend. They both look beautiful. This is another tricky one because the minute that I got this, it was the only one that I used, the only one that I traveled with. Because it is so small, it is so easy to take with me everywhere. Could I live without either of these? No, but they're, again, different. Oh my god, I'm doing a horrible job of telling you why I replaced my old favorite with my new favorite. For a while I did, but now they're kind of like 50-50. I use this one more because it is easier for me to chuck into my purse, into my travel bag, but I also love this one. And whenever I'm home in the comfort of my collection, I use it a lot too. These are both good, okay? Depending on what you want. They're both different price points, different formulas. Both look gorgeous on the skin. Okay, now we're moving on to some eye products. My one and done eyeshadows. I've been doing this for years, and I first started with the Nudestix Magnetic Matte Eye Color in the shade Terra. If you're an OG, if you've been here for years, you know I love this so much. I've sharpened it a lot. It has been recently sharpened because I hadn't used it in a while because of the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint and Smile Before Rain. These are both very different products, but this one has been swooping ever since I got it, but let's talk about this one first. Great product by Nudestix. They have so many shades. They have shimmery ones, they have matte ones, and I originally love this because it is so easy. Like, all you have to do is draw on your eye, then you blend out, and it is perfect. You can use it as a liner. I used it as an all-over shade, and it was very, very simple for me to just chuck it on. I could just do the crease and just blend with my finger and be good to go. Love the terracotta shade. One other thing that I enjoyed about this is that the formula was very resistant. The formula doesn't crease. That's what I wanted to say. It's kind of like waterproof. It doesn't budge. It doesn't move anywhere. So this makes it a great base if I want to use other products on top of it. But it is also perfect if I want to do just this because it won't crease on my eye. It is very long lasting. But the minute that I try the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints, this is my favorite shade, Smile Before Rain, which is weird because this is a taupe. This shade kind of transformed me into a cool tone lover. This, I would say it's also cream, but it's in a stick. It's kind of solid. This is a cream. When you apply it and you blend it out, it sets, it stays there. It does crease a little bit more than this one, depending on what you have under it. But yeah, these are not the same products. Like, they're very different. They just serve the same purpose for me. I find that this is easier to apply, easier to blend. This one can skip a little bit, and wherever you apply the product first, it will kind of stay there and you have to move it around a little bit more. This is so malleable. Like, you can apply it here and just spread it out everywhere. If you've been here on my channel for the past few months since I got this, you know I love it. I use it almost daily whenever I'm doing my makeup, so yeah. This has replaced my Terra Nudestix so fast, and I don't regret it. I love it so much. This is still good though, don't get me wrong. Okay, with this next one, we are going way back to literally when I first started playing with makeup, which feels like years ago. We're talking about the KVD, well, this one's still the Kat Von D tattoo liner. They've since, I don't know if they were formulated, but they changed owners, the company did a rebrand, whatever. This is old. If you've been here for ages, like years and years on YouTube, you know this was always pitted against the Stila one. That one was a felt tip. This is a brush tip. It was revolutionary. And I really loved it. Like, super easy to use. I'm not known as a winged liner or liner in general lover, but I used to be. And I've gone through like 3 of these. And it was good. You know, it was easy to use, precise. I loved the tip. The only thing I didn't love about this is that it wasn't matte. Haven't used this in so long because I got the Glossier Pro Tip. It is also a brush tip, not a felt tip. Unfortunately, literally, I used this 2 weeks ago and it was fine. Today it is dry, like dry. I've also had this for a few years now, so maybe it's time to replace it. But this one is this and so much more. Like, it's easier to use. I feel like they're virtually the same thing, literally. But I feel like the Glossier one gives me a little more precision. I enjoy the formula a little bit more. This one dries matte. It's so good, and I think this one is cheaper than this one. Not entirely sure on that one though. I'll leave both of the links down below and you can check for yourself. But if you have trouble with doing winged liner or liquid liner and you want to get into one, I recommend this one. It's the easiest one I've found, and it is the best formula I've found as well. Up next, I have literally probably one of my favorite dupes. I don't know why I can't say dupe normally anymore. I have to be like dupe. But anyways, I have probably one of my favorite dupes that I've ever found ever in my life. It's a $5 mascara versus a $50 mascara. Now, if you've been here for a while, you know that I love the Tom Ford Badass mascara. This is a really, really old one. Again, I had a new one that I purchased. My sister stole it because it's just that good. So this is the old one. Did I put it on my eye? Yes, I did that for you. So if I lose sight because this is old and it didn't necessarily smell the best, it's gonna be for you guys. I'm dedicated. I digress. This, my favorite mascara for years. So expensive, but so worth the money. It gives my lashes the falsie effect without needing any falsies. The wand is very unique. The formula is drier. I love a dry formula because it permits me to really like separate the lashes without clumping them, but it also gave me the volume. This gave me everything. The only thing I hate is that I don't think it's $50. It's like between $45 and $50. I don't remember. I haven't bought it in a while, but it is just so good. It is worth the price even though it's expensive. I love it. And before trying this, nothing had made my lashes look like they were falsies. Like, this is the best. Until I tried the Essence I Love Extreme Volume mascara. It is almost an exact dupe for this one. It is a little wetter. The wand is definitely like classic, big, chunky, kind of intimidating. Like, it's really big. It's the size of my eye, so it is intimidating to get in there, but it is so good. For $5, it does it all. It gives me the volume, it gives me the length. I do have to work a little bit more with this one to get the look that this one gives me, because this one is just a little more refined. But this one gives me virtually the same look, and it's only $5, so I mean, I haven't used this one in so long, partly because it's so old, partly because of this one. Because this is definitely like a few months old in my collection, and it looks amazing. Okay, let's move on to the lips. These lip products are also kind of dupes in the dupe category. I'm gonna go with lip liner first. Let's talk about my love, the Make Up For Ever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao. I don't see this shade at Sephora anymore, and it gives me some kind of problems in my stomach. But I do see it in the Make Up For Ever website though. These are pencils that you can use all over your face, eyes, lips, cheeks, whatever you want to use them for. I love to use this as my lip liner for contour. I have tiny lips. This gives me all the contour that I need, and it goes with everything. The only thing that I don't love is that it is a little bit dark for me. I have more fair skin. I do have to blend it to make it work, depending on the lip product I'm going to use. If I'm using something lighter, I do have to blend it. If I'm using something darker, it doesn't matter, but it is great. It does give my lips that little extra contour, and I love it. Like, the formula is good. It isn't too stiff, but it isn't too creamy. It glides on easily, but it stays and it sets, and it is just a little bit expensive. So when I found the NYX lip pencil in Nude Beige, I was like, let's test this out. This one is a little bit pinkier than this one, but on the lips, it's almost unnoticeable. It's a little bit easier for me because this shade was more made for my lips. Like, it blends in a little better. Still gives me that contoury look though, because it is pretty cool tone, but it's just pinkier. So the colors aren't exactly the same. They give me similar results though. NYX has so many shades that you can find. Make Up For Ever also has a ton of shades. They have, like, you know, reds, oranges, all of that. But they also have crazier colors like purples and greens and blues, because you, again, can use these all over your face, not just for the lips. So, I mean, you have options here, but I feel like you have more skin tone options here. Like, you have your reds and your burgundies and stuff, because this is just made to be a lip liner. But you also have a lot of different contour shades, or like cool tone shades, that will suit different skin tones. So I think that's pretty cool. This one's a little bit creamier than the Make Up For Ever one, but not super creamy. I don't love super creamy lip liners, but this just glides on easily. It stays put. I think I just use the NYX a little bit more. It's less expensive. I know I can repurchase it, and it doesn't hurt my wallet as much, so I go for this one. Now we're on to the last old versus new comparison. And I never thought that my Glossier Generation G lipstick and cake would be replaced, but here we are today. The NARS Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm in Intimate, boom! Knocked it out of the park. Like, the formula isn't exactly the same. The look is more what I'm going for. These are also pretty exact dupes. But let's talk about Generation G first. I've loved Generation G lipsticks for years. They just go with my brand, I feel like. They're like soft, matte, sheer lipsticks. You can build them up. You can really build them up if you want to. And this shade Cake is my go-to shade. Like, whenever I need a nude, like a reliable nude, it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna be traveling with this one all the time. And I really like the formula. It is more matte, but it isn't super like drying matte. It's matte though. It's not gonna nourish your lips. It's perfect if you want just a sheer wash of color. You can also build it up for a more bitten, stained look. Generation G formula is unique. Have never tried anything that is the same formula as this one, and I still love it. I have a few other shades, but specifically for cake, I used to use this all the time. And now, in a few short months, the NARS Intimate Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm, the name is a little harder, but this one has dethroned it. It is virtually the same color, like it is maybe a little bit more, it's a little bit lighter. It's a little more peachy. The Glossier one has a hint more of pink in it. This one's a little bit more peachy brown, but it has been, I don't know, 4 months since I started using this, and I use it almost every day. This is a matte balm. So it is balmy, but it gives you a matte look. So it's a very similar look, not similar consistency though. This one has a lot more slip. It feels a little silicone-y. I don't know if it has any silicone in it, but it does give you that feeling. So I like to use it more because it's more comfortable on my lips. It is a little bit more sheer than this one, but you can again build it up if you want more intensity. I like to use it as more of a sheer everyday lip look. Again, it lives in my purse. I don't go anywhere without this. And again, it almost feels like they're not comparable. And I didn't think they were dupes until I put both of them on like side by side today and realized they literally look the exact same on my lips. The formula is what makes it feel a little different. But yeah, I still love this one. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But in the last 4 months, I haven't put this down. And I have not reached for this. So safe to say this is a favorite. It's just like the better formula. That is it for today. I feel like I've been talking for ages, but yeah, that is me comparing my old favorites to the products that have replaced them, or just simply new favorites, because as we can see, not all the products have been replaced. I hope you had fun. I had a ton of fun. This is, I don't know, kind of a new concept, but I'm into it. Let me know if you have any products like these that you used to love and then you replace them with something else. Let me know what they are in the comments below. Maybe we have some similarities. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you're into super easy and real makeup and beauty content, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, all the things. I know you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. Again, hope you had fun, hope you're entertained, hope you learned something new about some new products, and I hope to see you right here for my next video. I love you, and I'll see you soon, babe. Bye! Mwah.